He's walking and he's looking, he's begging, and it worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Social media superstar Tommy Fury is stepping back into the Misfits boxing ring. This time, he's squaring off against none other than the UFC icon Darren the Gorilla Till. It's fireworks guaranteed when the Furies roll into town, so grab your popcorn because you're not going to want to miss this one.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you live
shot, and it could be lights out.
It's the real deal.
Hey, he looks like a pro boxer.
1, 2, 3. Light him up.
Your winner and the new champion.
Fight fans, it's truly an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the Tommy Fury versus Darren Till press conference. What a monumental main event we have for X Series 20. Ben the Bane Davis here alongside the CEO himself, KSI, and the glue that holds it all together, Kala Sauerland. Gentlemen, how are we? Start with KSI.
Feeling good, feeling excited. 2025, I've been saying it, I've been tweeting it. It's going to be a huge year. It's going to be a huge year for Misfits, me in general, and everything that I put my hands on. And honestly, with Darren Till versus Tommy Fury, it's just a brilliant start to Misfits.
Kicking off the year with a bang, Kala, this matchup, how did this come together?
It's one of those ones, you know, it's typical Misfits because it really came out of nowhere. Had a discussion early in the year with Mans. We were in talks with Tommy Fury, with Darren Till on other things. And we just thought, put them together. You know, it's a wild one. You know, it's the Bat of the North as it comes to England. Manchester Arena is this new venue is sensational. It's going to be a red hot night. Tickets on sale from 6 p.m. Of course, the event live on Dazn pay-per-view. Very, very excited to kick the year off with that.
Great rivalry, Manchester versus Liverpool in that one, but former foe up here with us. You were the one that was last out there with Tommy Fury. Reflect on that night back in October of 2023.
I still feel like I won that fight, and I will be saying it to my grave. But yeah, obviously it was a big fight. Tommy Fury said that he was going to knock me out in that fight and didn't. And, you know, whatever happened, happened, especially with the result. But I felt pretty strong. I felt pretty good at the time, and I felt like Tommy Fury didn't really do enough. If you look at the highlights, there weren't really too much that Tommy did to really trouble me or to really scare me or, you know, put me on the back foot. But, you know, I did my thing. My movement was good. I felt great, and the result didn't go my way, but it is what it is. You know, 2024 is a new year, and 2025 is going to be a better year for me. So, yeah.
I love it. Now, he did have that bout against Jake Paul, Kala. When you look at that Tommy Fury performance, what stands out to you?
Well, I think I had JJ winning the fight against Tommy as well. I thought Tommy was actually better in the JJ fight, but JJ was simply, you saw the difference there between Jake Paul and KSI. That's why I said it as well, especially with that additional weight at the weekend. This man beats Jake Paul all day long. But
well, Jake Paul got pieced up, bro, by Tommy Fury. Absolutely pieced up. Like, let's not get it twisted. You go back and see the fight. Jake Paul was struggling to deal with Tommy Fury's pressure, whereas I just wasn't. But it is what it is.
It's also the styles. JJ's style for Jake Paul is all wrong. I think, yeah, Jake Paul's, we could make arguments that he's improved. I mean, he's doing a lot in the gym, so
Jake Paul has not improved.
Well,
Jake Paul, from everything that I've seen, I'm sorry, but he stinks, bro. He absolutely stinks. I feel like he's got worse. He's just got fatter and worse.
The weight would be JJ's biggest advantage. He's just the way he's in and out is far too fast for him. And if you look at the improvements, go look at the Logan Paul 2 fight. It's the first fight I saw of JJ. Look at JJ now. It's like the improvement levels are massive. It's just a totally different level.
I love that we all have thoughts on this one, but I want to bring in another British combat sports icon, a true superstar that paved the way. It is the outlaw himself, Dan Hardy. Dan, talk to us about Darren Till's chances here against a guy like Tommy Fury.
But, you know, I think Darren Till's got a good chance against anybody, especially in the early rounds, just because, you know, he's so aggressive and he's an awkward southpaw. He stands very tall. He stands very high on his front foot. And he's just, you know, he puts it on people straight away. That's one of the reasons why, you know, he rose through the, you know, through the fans' attention and through the, you know, through the rankings so quickly in the UFC, was because everybody wanted to watch him fight because you knew it was going to be entertaining no matter what. I expect him to try and, you know, be the aggressor in this one. You know, put Tommy Fury on the back foot early, try and force him into a corner where Darren can keep teeing off with that left hand.
I love it. Thanks, Stan. Can't wait to hear more from you. Whenever Tommy is in town, John Fury is certainly soon to follow. Let's take a look at the last time John Fury made waves at Misfits.
Guys, wait.
If I'm around rounding us and fighting, I change in seconds.
Fury's our best fights in the world! We're the only men on this island, boss! Get the cake and somebody right your I'm a machine! Me, and can anybody question who I am here? If I say come on! Get it done!
Carnage from 0 to 100 straight away. I was enjoying it. I was having a buzz. I was having fun.
KSI's a character. Logan's a character. I want to be in that mix.
I was expecting the worst threats and the worst language, especially with John Fury involved. You can expect anything with Furies.
There were the antics, there were the props, there were the back and forth.
Uh-oh, okay, Logan's got the head. What are you going to do with the head, Logan?
The influencers on the stage are just thinking, this is gold.
Whoever loses those fights, it's going to be very hard to recover from.
It's all that building up to that crescendo where it just goes bang.
Look at your cake! Happy birthday!
Guys, that is it. That's a wrap from this press conference.
John Fury, I need you in my corner, man.
I'm a machine!
Big John is pretty damn funny. I wish I had a dad like him. When I talk, y'all gonna listen.
I can't believe what happened at that press conference.
This is straight comedy, bro.
Then let's make this old man to flip that table. The tension was through the roof.
Oh, good.
What just happened?
That's chaos, bro. That's over. I love this.
John Fury's a maniac.
Yeah. Well, what is he doing? Insane, yeah.
I am a chair or a table, and I see John Fury coming, guys. I'm getting deathly afraid. KSI, you lived this experience. What is it like when John Fury is getting enraged at you?
Well, he's a maniac. I think he's an unhinged, absolute... I want to go in, but, I've got to move like a CEO. Look, he's a man that has fathered kids, whether I like them or not. Is up to me, and I'll keep that close to my chest. But, yeah, he's a man that will do unexpected things, and I'm excited to see what other crazy thing he wants to do next.
I was going to say, Callie, he's going to be here today. What are you expecting from John Fury at this press conference?
I tend to approach press conferences not thinking about anyone but the fighters, but, of course, with John, you always look at the entourage. Look, he's passionate, and I'll leave it at that.
I love it. Well, before we get to this presser, do not forget next Thursday, Gib makes his Misfits debut against the middleweight kingpin, Slim Albaher. Buy now at DAZN.com.
I've been training so hard for this fight. It's my second camp. It's my second camp. You know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to fight in the summer. It didn't happen. But now I'm getting ready to fight Gib. He finally had the balls to step up. I'm so excited. I'm happy for you.
You said that.
You had the confidence. You had the confidence.
You've been moving shook around.
I'm happy for you.
Around here, you've been moving shook.
I'm shook.
Brother, I told you.
I've always been like this.
When I met you,
I've always been like this.
What was the first thing that I did to you when I met you?
What?
I put my forearm on your neck. I smacked you on your chest, and you done nothing about it.
Because you saw.
You done nothing about it.
So what? Ryan Taylor did the same thing.
I know what type of person you are.
Ryan Taylor did the same thing.
You said you'd break my jaw if you ever saw me. You've been nothing but salamu alaikums when you see me. So shut up.
All right, bro. I'm a ring. That's all that matters.
Absolutely not.
That's all that matters.
You can try your hardest. You can't. You don't have the skill set.
I promise you.
You don't have the skill set.
You
don't have the skill set.
You want to find out? You haven't seen me fight.
You're going to be waking up on the floor.
You haven't seen me.
You're going to be waking up on the floor.
Bro,
you're going to be waking up on the
floor. Your nose is going to look like this.
You're going to be knocked out.
It's going to be sideways.
It's going to be sad when you're knocked out.
Let me tell you something.
And then you're going to have to defend your belt. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait.
How many faces did you break?
I can't wait.
How many faces did you break, though? How many faces did you break?
Wait.
How many faces did you break?
You're going to go back as the loser.
How many faces did you break?
Champion that you're a loser.
0. You ain't break no money. How many people did you knock out? Max plays FIFA with headgear. Austin McDookie.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Dookie,
you said
the one that you've been begging.
Yo,
nice.
You said you chinned him, right? Did you chin Austin? How many times did you drop him? 5 times?
You begged him, right?
How
You begged to fight
I dropped
him
him one time and they out.
You begged him.
One time they out.
Who did you fight?
One time and they out.
Fujichu. Well done, bro. Tom Zanetti, debut. Rocked you. Congrats, bro. Saul Papi coming off a loss. What didn't he call you on Twitter?
Yeah.
And your timeline, and the timeline was going against you.
And guess who won?
Bro,
and guess who won?
And you got lucky.
The world was
it was a weight drain fighter.
And I still
It was a weight drain fighter.
Time.
It was a weight drain fighter. And you didn't want to take that.
He was on weight for a month plus.
You were reluctant
He was
to
on
take
weight
that.
for a month plus, you dumb.
You were reluctant
He was on
to
weight
take
for a
that.
dumb. His own coach.
Were you
His
not
own
reluctant?
coach said that.
Why
he
were you
was on weight
reluctant?
drain. His own coach.
Why were you reluctant to take it?
What does that mean? What the fuck you mean?
Idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He's a moron.
Slim.
Why did you not take the fight?
Do you think Gib can knock you out?
I can't see it happening. He could have knocked out Jarvis. Jarvis was in the corner in the 4th round, gassed out like this. He couldn't finish him, bro. You think he can knock me out? I took punches from guys twice the size. I promise you, you ain't gonna. I can't wait, bro.
Do you think he can knock you out?
Absolutely not. I'll let him hit me with his right hand. He says it. I might have my hands down.
This
skinny twig. What's this gonna do?
Austin wobbled you.
I dare you to come fight me.
Austin wobbled you.
You don't have it in you to fight me. I've seen your character. You don't have it in you to fight me. Especially you and your coach. I know that the character's not there. I know the character's not there.
I believe that. Just go with your mindset to the fight with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Misfits and Dazn kick off 2025 with a clash of two high-profile British combat sports veterans whose backgrounds could not be more different. Undefeated boxer and reality TV star on one side and a former UFC title challenger on the other. But both feel on January 18th that victory will be theirs. It's Tommy Fury versus Darren Till in Manchester's Co-op Arena at X Series 20 live on Dazn. One of these days we'll get the applause break, I guarantee it. Let's kick it off with some of our special guests here. First, Alfie Sharman, VP of Marketing. Talk to me about what this means to start X Series with a banger like this.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here announcing another major fight on Dazn. I don't think there's a better way to start 2025 for Misfits and Dazn X Series with this mega fight. Tommy Fury needs no introduction, obviously with his previous in terms of victories in the crossover boxing space. Darren Till, one of the most dangerous men in British fight sports. It's going to be an explosive night. Wish the best of luck to both men and teams. It was just over 12 months ago, actually, that we were in Manchester last time out for Dazn and Misfits X Series. We truly believe that with the right promotion and the right energy behind this event, this could be just as big in terms of viewership and noise on Jan 18th. We cannot wait for it. Just want to throw to, obviously, the Supercard next week in Qatar on Thursday night, Thursday the 28th of November, which is top to bottom stacked, headlined by Gib and Slim, available to buy on Dazn right now. Still Black Friday offers available as well until next Friday, so make sure you tune in for that show next week, and of course this one, Jan 18th. Live and exclusive worldwide on Dazn. Thank you.
Let's take it next to the CEO of Misfits, Tommy Fury's most recent foe, KSI. What was your reaction when this matchup was created?
Well, first of all, I mean, I feel like it's very tense in here, so, you know, can we loosen up? All right, this is a big card. Let's enjoy this moment. Now, obviously, Mams has told me to be on my best behavior, move like a CEO, and I will be doing that. But, yeah, with this fight, I'm very excited. Darren Till against Tommy Fury. I feel like these huge entities, coming together for Misfits. I believe Misfits as the home of boxing. Seeing them come together, and showing the world, who they truly believe is the best. I'm excited for it. I feel like it's going to be sick. I mean, it's going to be a good fight. You could really toss it either way. Liverpool versus Manchester. There's a huge rivalry between that. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, and I can't wait to see it.
Moving like a CEO, but I do have to ask, you tweeted yesterday, speaking of Tommy, glad to know that the word I can't repeat on Dazn knows his place, working for me. What did you mean by that, KSI?
Well, I mean, he is working for me. He's working under my organization. So technically, I'm his dad. So, I'm out here paying him. So he should appreciate that. And, yeah, that's all I've said. And hopefully he doesn't get too upset about that. But he doesn't really have many places to go. This is the best place in terms of crossover boxing, Misfits. And yeah, he has to accept that. I am his dad.
Tommy, any comment on that?
No comment at all. It's about me and Darren Till, the two proper fighters up here. That mug had his chance. He's a beaten fella.
So you my daddy as well, KSI? You must be my daddy as well, innit, lad?
Well, I mean, I guess so, then yes.
What a guy.
I've got 2 sons next to me. I'm excited. I'm loving this moment.
Let's get to Callis Sauerland, Co-op Arena, Manchester. We're heading back there, talking about your excitement for this headliner.
Well, this space certainly keeps delivering storylines. When we announced the news on Sunday, I was getting ready for the big super card over in Qatar next week. Make sure you tune in. Massive week. Thursday fight night from Qatar, the super card. But this one on Sunday, I mean, the reaction was huge. The nice thing about this space is that there's no real rules to it. So I've had 26 years of having to make fights according to rankings and federations and what, you know, the TV companies want. And hey, this is fun. Let's face it, whether you're a traditional boxing fan, a crossover boxing fan, the appeal on this one is all over the place. Whether it's from even die-hard anti-Misfits people, they've said, whoa, that's a good fight. The reaction on Sunday was fantastic. You know, obviously Tommy has been a lot in this space before, massive name. Darren moves into this space, having had a huge career in the UFC. 2 super interesting characters, very different. So what more can a promoter want? So it's absolutely fantastic. Tickets go on sale, general sale at 6 o'clock. The pre-sale sold out today already. So it's going to be a hot night in a cold January in Manchester. Looking very forward to it.
And let's not get it twisted, you know, as opposed to the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This will be a proper fight. We're going to see actual fireworks. We're not going to see 2 men just stare at each other for 8 rounds. We're going to see 2 men absolutely obliterate each other, and it's going to be entertaining throughout.
We'll talk about fireworks, a man who needs no introduction. Big John Fury, what was your reaction to coming back to Misfits?
They pay well. No, listen, it's a great fight. Darren Till's going to bring it. He wants to make his city proud of him like we do our city, which I'm sitting on the fence here because I've got a lot of friends in Liverpool because I'm not from Manchester or Liverpool. I'm an Irishman, born in Ireland. So I'm going to sit on the fence because a lot of friends in Liverpool, a lot in Manchester, but it's going to be a cracking night. Not like you've seen previously. These 2 men are going to try and kill each other because there's that much on the line. More than money, more than anything, they're going to bring it and knock lumps off one another because, you know, there's always been a rival, Liverpool and Manchester, and that's what it's about. And people, you're going to be introduced to a cracking fight because Darren Till, he's been there, he's fought the best in the world in MMA, tough guy, knows what it is to get it and cracked, you know, and so does my lad. So let him go to war, eh?
Calm John Fury. A lot more respect maybe this time around for this matchup?
How do you mean?
Between Darren and Tommy in the sense of the matchup?
Absolutely, because they're 2 proper fighting men, aren't they? You know, he's earned his stripes, Darren Till. I know he's crossing over into Tommy's world, which I thank him for that. And he's got a big pair of stones for doing it. So good luck to him. But all I'm going to say here is, you'll not see a better fight. What a fight to kick January at 25 off. Don't miss it, because I'm going to be there, aren't I? So that's all I can say about it, really.
I love it. Well, let's take it to the 2 Titans now on stage. First with Tommy Fury. Why Darren Till? Why now?
First of all, before I get going on this, let me just remove this piece of shit. Get that off there. That's for starters. And listen, why not? This fight's as new to the public as it is to us. You know, I'm sure Darren's the same. We sat down with the Sauerlands, we was talking about coming back. And as soon as my hand was able to, you know, put me back in the ring, I've been there. And he said, you know, what about Darren Till? We said, why not? Liverpool against Manchester. You know, Darren Till is in his prime. He's 31 or 32, I'm not sure. But he's not washed up, he's not old, and he's going to come to fight. That's what we know about Darren Till. He's got a set of bollocks, and I want to fight because my previous fight was too much up and around and star jumping, so I want a proper fight, and that's why we've took the Darren Till fight. So
you weren't able to deal with it, though.
So at the end of the day, well, I got the win, mate, so...
Well, I mean...
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to give Darren the respect he deserves because this is our show.
I feel like Darren
This is our show. This is our show.
A weird style that you won't be able to deal with.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to January 18th. It's going to be a cracking fight and definitely back with a bang. I am back with a bang.
Maybe grounds of a rematch, who knows? Darren, let's take it to you. What was your reaction to getting this opportunity?
Nothing. No one's wanted to fight me for 2 years. I've asked for everyone. And my fucking manager said, fight Tommy. I said, just come back to me with a contract. I signed it. I don't know how much I'm getting paid. I don't know how many tickets I'm getting. I'm not asked. I'm coming here to obliterate Tommy on January 18th. And that's it. I'm not asked about anything, to be honest with you.
You made a successful boxing debut earlier this year, but this is a big leap up in competition. Where do you rate Tommy Fury?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really seen much from him. I know he's fought fucking, like, a few pros before, Jake and Kasai, but just haven't seen anything, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna obliterate him. I am. Like, I'm gonna fucking absolutely do a number on him. I'm gonna walk him down and obliterate him. I am. Oh, and he knows it. I can tell he's swallowed it already, so, you know, it's just one of them.
Listen, Darren, you got to walk into the firing line, mate.
Oh,
and everyone I've sparred from the Olympics who's turned over pro, it's different watching me on the television.
Well, at the end of the day, if I can't beat it, I'll just kick you in the face in there. How about that?
Well, that's not going to happen, Darren.
Well, it obviously is. How are you going to stop?
Because we're 8 in the cage now in a boxing ring, and you're going to find out that boxing is very different.
If I'm losing that fight, I'll just kick you straight in your face.
Listen,
you won't know what
you kick me straight in the face. Well, that's it. It's going to be a proper fight, then, isn't it?
But then I'll win because I'm a proper fighter.
Well, you're not
a boxer.
You're not
I don't walk into rooms. I don't walk in a room like this and see boxers and go shit. Darren. I walk in. No one in here is a threat to me. Not one person in this room. Security, you, your dad are not a threat to me. I'm an MMA fighter, so
why
if I
come
want
over
to kick you or elbow you in the face, I will.
Why
no one can do anything about it.
Why come over to boxing? Listen, Darren,
have you forgot I sparred your brother? I sparred your brother Tyson and treated him like a baby.
Yeah, it's fine.
So if I'm in that fight and I'm losing, I'm going to go, right, I'm kicking him in the face now. And you ain't going to do shit.
So, hold on.
I'll say, KSI,
hold on.
Find me all my money because I'm not even asked. I'm not asked about the money. Right. I'm not asked about anything. I'm there to obliterate you.
We understand you're not asked, but when that doesn't work and you say you're going to pull out a kick, what good's that going to be?
So what's that going to be? Give you the shittest low kick ever and you were fucking crawling out,
yeah, but
baby.
Darren, mate, we ain't in the cage.
I know, that's why I'm saying. If I'm losing the fight, I'm just going to go boom and kick you in the face.
What's that going to do?
Listen, pig's eyes. Oi, pig's eyes. I was going to be respectful to you, but oi, pig's eyes.
Little John, be quiet.
Listen, Little John, you could leave my son Tyson's name out of your mouth.
What?
Leave his name out of your mouth. You're good enough to suck his dick, mate.
Tyson come to spar me and I treated him like a baby. How's Tommy?
You couldn't treat me like a baby.
Little John,
pig's eyes.
Little John,
pig's eyes. Pig's eyes.
Hang on, no one's seen you since Usyk bladdered Tyson. Where have you been? Go back to where you fucking came from, mate.
Pig's eyes. Pig's eyes.
Shut up, Little John. Shut up.
Listen, it's fine, all this bullshit talk goes out the window. It goes out the window on the 18th. It goes out the window on the 18th.
I've just said what I'm going to do.
It goes out the window on the 18th. So talk all you want. I'll be seeing you on the 18th.
Don't disgrace Liverpool, but all this bullshit. We've come here to respect you.
Cut the bullshit.
And you know
Little
what?
John, be
you're
quiet.
disgracing your city, mate.
Little John,
I know a lot of good people in Liverpool, and you're tending not to be one of them, pal. I know some good people in Liverpool, and I tell you what, you are a disgrace to Liverpool.
I'm a proper cunt. I'm a cunt and I'm an arsehole.
Are you?
Yeah,
you're lucky you've got a cunt's face, I know that.
Little John, shut up. You haven't been seen since you could batter Fury. Go back to where you came from.
It looks like the respect was very short-lived. Darren.
No. They swallowed it and I called it off.
Fuck you, pig's eyes.
We'll see you
Little John, shut your mouth, Little John. Little John.
We apologize for the language.
I said it before and I'll say it again. MMA fighters can't box and it'll
Tommy, you've got the IQ of a loaf of bread, mate. What are you on about?
That's all I'm going to say.
You're an empty head. You're an absolute...
Hey, yo, 6 p.m., baby, get your tickets. 6 p.m., get your tickets. Woo!
This is going to be fireworks. Tune in January 18th, the Co-op Arena in Manchester. It is all bad blood here between Tommy Fury and Darren Till.
I'll see you on 18th. See what you are. We'll see what you are on 18th. We'll see what you're on 18th. Talk, you fucking bitch. Fuck you.
Before we face these two off, if we can, we're going to take a quick peek at the return of Deji.
First off is Minicon. Interesting cowboy hat here with the full robe.
I like it. Purple's my favorite color, so this is very, very nice. I'll have to give this a solid 9 out of 10 because of the purple. 2.
Two.
Yeah, just get out of my face, man.
How could he make this better?
Change the face, change the hair. I'm playing. How can he make it better? I don't know. It just looks kind of just...
It's a little bland.
Yeah, bland, cheap.
Next up, we've got Astrid Wet. Good kid. Clean, traditional, nothing too crazy with her.
Yeah, it's alright. I'll give it like 5.
5 out of 10. That's the fine bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Super Salt Poppy.
I'll give this a 6. I like the whole gladiator shorts. That's very nice. Yeah. You know, let your junk breathe a little bit. So I like that. Yeah, it's actually good. I like that one.
This next one's, you already know who's coming up next. It's Dylan Dennis.
Okay, it's cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
But he's. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But everything as a whole, like a solid 0.5 out of 10.
KSI, your brother.
I mean, full head on show, all of that. Sorry, JJ, solid 2.
A 2?
2.
That's low, that's low. What could make this better? How could he have made this work?
Darker shade of green, bandana.
Okay.
Maybe a white shirt instead of a black one.
Chain at all? You think a chain could have wrapped it up a little bit nicer?
Chain would have been good.
Yeah.
Chain would have been good. He's got the watch there. Nice, okay.
Well, how about this one? This KSI fit, the walkout gear, the pink, all pink.
You know what they say? Real men can rock pink. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. No, all right. I was gonna be harsh. 6.5. Wait,
6.5.
What fight is this? This is Fournier.
I think this was the Fournier one. I believe so.
He won. So all right, we'll bump it up to a 7.5.
Bumps it up. All right, this one, Anthony Taylor, again, multicolored. I kind of like this one. A lot of those colors work for me.
It's giving me like a Muay Thai.
Yeah, with the band.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this like a good 7.
This one, we've got Nick Lamau with the homeless Spider-Man look. Pretty solid, I'd say. The mustache, I think, adds to this one a lot, right?
I'll give this an 8.
8?
Yeah, this is there.
If he had the mask on, would that make it better or worse?
I prefer without the mask, I'll be honest.
Little Belsy here with the leopard print as well, kind of the crown.
Fuck it. Did you enjoy that?
Open workouts and pandemonium at the presses.
You wouldn't have been so much faith.
All analysed by the biggest names in boxing.
I'll end this. Get him out of boxing. It's over.
That and so much more, even before the bell rings.
What's it like growing up in a fighting family?
I don't know, man. But it's all I knew.
You learn the hard way, I suppose. It's fight or flight.
So I chose to stand and fight. Simple. Yeah, I may have taken a few beatings, shed a few tears, bled a little.
I got faster, I got slicker.
Soon, I couldn't be touched. And that's when this got fun.
I watched my brother become world champion.
I watched my brother become world champion.
And I thought, I want a bit of that.
And I did. And I'll do it again.
And when I do, I'll do it for a name. My name. It's more than pride. It's blood.
It's family.
And that means everything.
Maybe you're listening to this and my words don't resonate. But that's okay, because they will. When I walk to that ring on November the 30th,
take a moment and read the name on my shorts. Look at the figure beside me. This isn't just about me.
It's about me, it's about him, it's about us.
And all the lessons they taught me.
Edwards.
Yaffoi. This is our story.
This is our heritage. This is our bloodline.
Live on the Zone, Thursday, November 28th, X-Series 19, the ultimate grudge match.
This guy ain't my rival.
Gibb versus Slim.
He's a punk. I'm really gonna hurt this kid.
Rivalry, ego, and pride clash in a feud-filled fight for glory. Plus, the biggest supercard in X-Series history, featuring icons from crossover boxing. X-Series 19, Gibb versus Slim, Thursday, November 28th, live only on The Zone. Buy now at thezone.com.
December 15th sees the return of the Body Snatcher as Dillian White takes on hard-hitting Ebenezer Tete live from Gibraltar. January 18th, two massive names in British combat sports meet as the ever-popular Tommy Fury takes on UFC icon Darren the Gorilla Till in Manchester for Dazn and Misfits X Series 20. Thursday, 28th, the seven-figure Gibber finally makes his Misfits debut as he takes on the undefeated middleweight kingpin, Slim the Hitman Albaher, on the Qatar Supercard. November 30th, Family Pride is on the line in Birmingham as Sonny Edwards takes on Galal Yafai. December 21st, Tyson Fury seeks redemption against Alexander Usyk. Buy now at DAZN.com. Well, Tommy Fury and Darren Till wasted absolutely no time heating things up hotter than the sun. For the safety of those in the room, we had to clear it out, and that is why we won't get that face-off for the moment. Ben the Bane Davis Steele here, joined by KSI and Kala. Gentlemen, this blew off.
Well, I got a little wet. Got a little bit of a soaking.
It wasn't prime.
It wasn't prime. It was water.
It's
yeah,
nice, honestly, you can sort of have a taste of the
well,
prime.
yeah, I'm glad they didn't
pouring on
spill
water.
prime. You know, we don't want to waste prime over here, but yeah, wow, chaotic. It ended a lot faster than I thought. But yeah, bro, look. You know, from a Liverpool, I can't even say.
Liverpoolian, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. There it is. From Darren Till to Tommy, I knew it was going to be fireworks, and we've seen it. Honestly, this fight is going to be insane. I can't wait to see people's face when they just see them both in the ring, you know, foaming at the mouth, ready to
I thought I've got to say the pick of the quote was, well, if I can't beat you up with my fists, I'll just kick you. I thought that was, I've got to say that is a first for me. I've never heard one of them in the press comments. But you see that there's a long storyline going back with the families, etc., etc. That comes a lot from probably grassroots boxing, etc., going up.
Even Darren talking about Tom Aspinall, and you know, because I know Tom Aspinall sparred a lot with Tommy Fury,
and they mixed a lot of the gyms up there. So it's
and you see, you know, Darren, he feels very confident. You know, he doesn't believe Tommy has much boxing ability to scare him.
To be fair to John today, he seemed to come quite neutral and Darren was having it. Darren went for him. So yeah, make of that what you will.
Well, even saying, I don't know if you saw on the stream, but he was saying John Fury was saying, "Oh, you know where I live." So you can see that this is personal.
It was definitely a few nerves touched there. I think from at the end, we want it to obviously all to take place in the ring. I think it sets the stage for that fantastically.
100%.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see how does Darren Till perform in a boxing ring. He's got fantastic training up there with Joe McAnally, other world champions training in that gym. Obviously got that UFC pedigree. This guy knows how to fight. Yeah. Tommy obviously gathered experience, comes from a boxing family. We know all about Tommy Fury, but Darren Till is the new entity in the Misfits world, and that for me is going to be fascinating to see how that goes down.
Well, I also feel that Darren knows the right sparring partners to replicate Tommy in order to be able to beat Tommy.
Yeah, he's got the IQ up there, and that gym is very high.
The press conference didn't go the distance. We'll see on the 18th what happens in the fight. Dan Hardy still with us. Dan, what was your reaction to that very chaotic press conference?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was quintessential Darren Till. You know, at any point there's a real fist fight in front of him, you could just see his excitement. You know, he looks genuinely excited to be back in there competing again. I'm a little bit more concerned for Tommy Fury than I was before, to be honest, because, you know, when Darren starts talking about kicking you in the head and stuff, Darren's got great skills all round, elbows, knees, everything. If it became a fight, this is going to end terribly for Tommy Fury. If it stays within the boxing rules, then it's going to be very competitive. But, you know, like I said before they spoke, I feel like Darren's going to try and put it on Tommy fast, and he's going to try and bully him early. And that's his speciality. If he gets out the gate and starts well, generally people can't get into the fights.
Dan, what is your assessment of Tommy Fury? 10-0 pro boxer, deeply skilled, comes from a royal bloodline. What do you make of Tommy?
You know, look, he's got good fundamentals. He's got great conditioning. You know, he's gonna use basics in this fight, and that's really where he's gonna feel like he's got the advantage. He's got the experience in, you know, applying those boxing basics against good level opponents. The difference with Darren Till is he's not going to move like most people that Tommy's fought, and he's certainly going to be more aggressive with landing that left hand in a variety of different ways. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tommy adapts to that. And one other thing as well, you know, Darren Till, he's looking very thick and strong and healthy. When he was making 170 pounds, he didn't look very healthy to me. This version of Darren Till is going to hit a lot harder as well. So, you know, if Tommy's got the good footwork and basics in his defense to stay alive in those early couple of rounds, then we'll see what Darren's gas tank looks like a bit later on, given the fact that he's been out of competition for a while. You know, I expect it to be very competitive, but definitely it's going to be Tommy under pressure in the early going.
I love it. Thanks, Dan. Well,
just to throw in, this fight has been made at 93 kilos, so it's a heavy fight. It's a heavyweight fight, so they're going to be throwing a lot of weight around in that ring. Explosive stuff.
A lot of bangs.
Swinging and banging. Well, not all 10-ounce gloves on Dazn. There is plenty of action for those who prefer the 4-ounce variety.
When the lights shine bright and you've made the lonely walk, the cage door locks. It's just you and them.
Fight.
But the zone is always in your corner. Elite MMA on the zone.
Back here in the Leonardo Hotel. What a fun press conference that was. Benjamin Davis still with Cutlass Sauerland, and I believe we are getting an interview with one half of that main event. It is.
Let me step to the side, the main man in the middle.
We got to get the gorilla in here. Darren Till. Darren, sir, what a interesting press conference that was.
Yeah. Well, this is a historic moment. It's my first press conference with Darren Till. He did not disappoint. Fireworks.
What was your expectation coming into this? Did you think, oh, this is going to pop off like how it did?
No, I think John and Tommy were being... I think they swallowed it. I think they shit themselves. So, like, fucking... I'm looking good on that camera, by the way.
We were just talking about the weights, and we had Dan Hardy on saying he looked good at, like...
Yeah.
When you were making 170, you didn't look too healthy.
Yeah, no, I was unhealthy at 170, welterweight in UFC, so now I've filled out in the weight. I've got a little bit of, like... I could even say I've got a little bit of fat on me. I'm carrying power and weight and muscle, which I reckon is going to go it's going to go for me in the fight with Tommy because I'll be able to rough him up in the clinch and that. And especially if I'm losing, I'll be able to throw that eye kick, that head kick.
Well, let me ask you a background question. I'm going to ask this on air, but I've never asked you this. When you started out in combat sports, what were you starting in boxing or?
Yeah, I started in boxing, Muay Thai. Obviously continued in that for a long time, and then obviously went into MMA. But I've always focused completely on my boxing and my Muay Thai. So you know, I consider myself a good boxer. I've been around the Rotunda with all top world class fighters there. So yeah, I like my skills and I like my style, and I think I can bring a problem for Tommy. I think I can break him in there. I do.
Darren, walk me through what happened earlier. John was talking about some instances with Tyson in the past. I know Tommy Fury was saying stuff about Tom Aspinall. Ask Tom Aspinall what's going to happen. Can you explain and elaborate what was going on there?
No, I couldn't tell you. Just Tommy's done a bit of training with Tom, so like, do you know what I mean? It's sorry.
You can see it going on. Security holding you back here. In this moment, what are you feeling?
Just have a fight, innit?
Second nature.
Yeah,
it is,
of course.
It is.
Were you surprised that it got to this level? Did you think Tommy was going to stay respectful and John was going to stay
Yeah,
respectful?
I think if I'd have kept it respectful, they would have. But I can't help myself. I don't know what's up with me. I've got issues. I'm not a well man.
I love it. And Kat, like you mentioned, this is at 93 kilograms. Heavy Darren Till, but that also translates to power, right? Talking about this weight class.
Yeah, I just want to keep the weight a little bit, but then obviously match for speed and obviously try not to gas in there the over the 83. So the lighter I am, the better. So even if he comes in a little bit heavier than me, I'm not too bothered by that. That could go against him or could go for me, could have a lot more power. But yeah, I want to keep my speed in this fight and just obviously, I think if it goes to the grappling exchanges, I'll win in there. I just need to stay busy and stuff like that, so yeah.
How many grappling exchanges are you expecting in this boxing match?
I don't know. It just, as I say to you, if he's pissing me off in there, if he's doing something to piss me off, I'll just fucking elbow him across the face. I'm not asked. Keep the money, keep everything. I don't give a fuck.
Referee, he is joking at this point. Don't worry about that.
We do have an old friend of yours on the line. It is
just
the
to
Outlaw.
underline, it is the Queensbury rules with boxing.
Of course, of course. The Outlaw Dan Hardy joining us, old friend of yours, Darren Till. You and Dan go way back.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Dan Hardy's, sorry, I've hurt myself. Yeah, Dan Hardy's he's actually one of the best analysts in the sport of MMA and now boxing as well. He's gone on to, after his fucking brilliant career he's had in the UFC, he's doing the best now, so.
We apologize for the bad language on Dazn. Again, talking about the expectations here, did anything today change how you view this fight going?
No, I just come for violence. Every day I wake up and go to the gym, I think about violence. I think I love violence. I haven't got any other hobbies. That's it. So it is what it is at this point. It's just fucking, I'm just coming for violence. I'm just gonna come and break Tommy Fury, little Tommy and little John.
Dan, you've analyzed many fights in the past. What did you make of that scrap on the stage? Who got the better of it?
I just think, the boldness and confidence of Darren, I think he won the exchange across. There was a bit of an awkward energy on the stage until Darren started to speak, to be honest. It's unusual to see John Fury, not pick a side, even when his son's one of the two sides. So I thought that was kind of strange. But then, look, Darren just looks fired up, ready to go. And that's the best version of Darren Till you're going to get. It's going to be an exciting fight, this is. And Tommy's going to be under pressure early, as I predicted.
I love it. What do you think is going to go down during fight week? Obviously, this was just a press conference. It ended in about 80 seconds. But when you have a week with Tommy, what happens?
As I say, fighting's fighting. If there's a fight there and then, there's a fight there and then. I'm not going to look to fucking... if him and his team see me on my own outside and want to start something, I'm not going to shy away. But if I was to see Tommy on his own with my team, I'm never going to obviously start something because that comes across the line of bullying and inappropriate stuff then. I'm not that way inclined. But when it comes down to fighting, if you want to fight me now, if you want to fight me... As I say, Tommy's worried about money. He's talking paychecks and that then. I'm not really asked if you take me paycheck away from me because I've slapped Tommy or something. So, nothing's going to happen, all right, yeah? All right, but something might.
I love it. I love it.
Very fun working with Darren already. Crikey, I feel like I've aged 5 years in 10 minutes.
Callie, do you think you got to get Darren back for another fight after this?
Well, absolutely. I mean, he's look, you can already see he's great in this space. Both are massive names in their own rights. For Darren, he's new to the space, for the Misfits space, and obviously an absolute UFC legend. So we're very excited to have a new entity on board Misfits. Tommy against him is, for me, such a fun fight to make. You see the reaction on Sunday. People didn't see it coming.
I love
didn't
that.
see it coming.
I love that.
Quite a scouser in the world.
Yeah.
It didn't get out anywhere.
I know.
Nobody knew
I know.
that it was going
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
And Sunday, people were like, what?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Is this some sort of no,
It
no,
was
it's really
love.
happening.
I loved
That's
it.
the nice thing about Misfits, though. You can take
Yeah.
different worlds, bring
Yeah.
them together, and hey, it's
Yeah.
a tear up.
Yeah.
The tickets are flying.
Yeah.
Right, this is going to be a hot ticket, but it's a fight that normally in my 26 years in the sport, I could never have made.
Yeah, yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
You know.
I love it. I love it. Well, we cannot wait for this one on January 18th. But next week, it is the Qatar Supercard, Gibb versus Slim for the middleweight championship.
And now look who's scared.
I definitely think you
It's
are.
you.
I'm terrified
It's
of you.
You're a.
You.
You're a.
He said he wanted this fight
You're a
since 2022. Who can fight
Let's
this?
get out of him, man. I'm embarrassed to be with him.
We're back, baby. Misfits 19.
Look what I do to my... I break faces.
You said you'd break my jaw if you ever saw me. You've been nothing but salamu alaikums when you see me.
Are you ready? Live on the zone. Pay-per-view.
See the size of me, the shoulders, the width. I'm way bigger than you.
The world was against me, and I still win every time.
Qatar card. It's gonna be crazy.
I promise you.
You have the skill set.
You trying to find out?
You're gonna be waking up on the floor.
You think we're gonna have a wager?
We want to get to the fight and test them inside the ring, but we thought we'd test their minds first. You've got a Misfits quiz in front of you. How you feel?
Nervous, because my memory's horrific. Feeling good, sir.
I'm probably the best when it comes to Misfits knowledge.
No, I said that though!
You should be the most knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, definitely. It's on my chest.
It goes from easy to impossible, multiple choice. I'll give you all the options, and then you'll lock it in.
Multiple choice?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've won. 9.
9.
Tongue out! Tongue out! Go back! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Where's Slim's head gone? It out. Now, look at that!
This is gonna be easy, man.
Live on the zone, Thursday, November 28th, X Series 19, the ultimate grudge match.
This guy ain't my rival.
Gibb versus Slim.
He's a punk. I'm really gonna hurt this kid.
Rivalry, ego, and pride clash in a feud-filled fight for glory. Plus, the biggest supercard in X Series history, featuring icons from crossover boxing. X Series 19, Gibb versus Slim, Thursday, November 28th, live only on The Zone. Buy now at thezone.com/boxing.
Welcome back here to the Leonardo Hotel. Before we wrap things up here, Dan Hardy still with us. Final question for you, sir. We talked about Darren Till's diversity, right? The MMA background. Can you elaborate on the specific challenges he can present to the boxer, Tommy Fury, on January 18th?
Well, I think one thing that's going to be really different for Tommy is the stance of Darren Till. He comes from a boxing but a Muay Thai background as well. So he does stand with his weight quite high on his feet. He doesn't tend to stand with a long, low stance like a boxer that would enable more head movement. But the thing is, Darren, as you know from interviewing him a second ago, he's quite a tall guy anyway, and he's very good at utilizing that height and that stance to bear over his opponents. So if Tommy is choosing that more traditional, longer stance for boxing, I think he's going to find Darren, kind of bearing over that lead hand of his. And obviously this is, going to be Southpaw v Orthodox. I feel like that's going to be a problem as well because, Darren doesn't move like a normal Southpaw boxer. He's very much on the front foot and he's very much, clawing at that lead hand to try and land the left, but he's got variety in that left hand as well. So, trying to predict which direction it's coming from is going to be an interesting challenge.
100%. And while we have you, Dan Hardy, how about your X Series debut? The Outlaw inside Misfits, maybe?
Hey, who knows? Who knows what? But I will say one thing. It sounds like KSI's lining himself up for a shot at Darren Till next after the little, I'm your father chat back and forth on the stage. I think Darren's eyeing up his next opponent already, so I won't mind seeing that one as well.
Fantastic. Well, before we get to that one, January 18th, you got to make sure you tune in next Thursday. The Super Card with Gibb versus Slim. It will be a banger in Qatar. Cannot wait for it. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next week in Qatar.